One Radio Network. After winning his second Super Bowl and second Super Bowl MVP award in 4 years, all that was left for Patrick Mahomes was to go to Disneyland. That's where the Chiefs quarterback spent Monday, and he says he and his teammates are happy to prove wrong all the people who wrote the Chiefs off after the trade of Tyreek Hill.
You hear how not good we're going to be. I'm not a guy that's going to respond and say stuff back to people or anything like that on social media. I'm just going to go out there and prove it on the football field. And once you do that, there's nothing they can really say. As long as Andy Reid's coaching us, we're always going to have a chance. So I'll keep the big guy around a couple more years at least, and we'll try to be back in this game as many times as possible.
And Reid made clear Monday he's sticking around a while, saying he has no plans to retire. But the Chiefs could be losing offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy. The Commanders are planning to interview him this week for their offensive coordinator job. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
It's time to think about your tax refund. And Jackson Hewitt wants you to think biggest. As in, we guarantee you'll get your biggest refund or your money back plus $100. Who offers that? Come to think of it, nobody. It's one of the biggest guarantees out there and why you can't just file with anybody. For your guaranteed biggest refund, go to Jackson Hewitt today. Your wallet will thank you. When every dollar matters, it matters who does your taxes.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell at the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Phoenix area attorneys. 6730 North Scottsdale Road, Suite 230, Scottsdale, Arizona, 85253. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
We are the Imperial Valleys, AM 1230, KXO, El Centro, California. Last I checked, it's a Tuesday, 14th day of February, 2023. That would make it Valentine's Day. Good morning, Gene.
Valentine's Day.
It is Valentine's Day. Love is in the air, right?
Yeah, words to a song.
Yeah, that and pollen.
Yes.
And dust.
Pollen in the air, dirt in the air.
Yes.
They don't go together with,
no, not
dirt
usually.
And dust. They don't go together.
And one of the things that typically goes with Valentine's Day, chocolate, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, in the news, federal safety authorities have fined management over $14,000 at a Pennsylvania candy plant after 2 workers fell into a vat of chocolate last June. Okay.
Did they get hurt or anything?
Well, rescuing workers from the giant vat of chocolate wasn't easy. Every time they pulled the workers out, they kept jumping back in.
Yeah, or they were licking their fingers.
Yes. Yeah. Nobody got hurt.
That's good.
Okay. And hopefully there was a big vat of peanut butter nearby. I remember as a kid, and I know I've mentioned it before, we would drive from Reading, where we lived, to Altoona, where my grandmother lived at the time, and you would pass through Hershey, Pennsylvania, and you could smell the chocolate miles before you got to the city, and the streetlights in Hershey were in the shape of Hershey Kisses.
All right. Well, that they're putting on, and do they still do that, you think, today?
Oh, yeah.
In a modern way?
Yeah, it's where Hershey chocolate and several other chocolate manufacturers are, and the streetlight's still in the shape of Hershey Kisses.
And the smell is still in the air.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, okay. And you know, I'm not all that big of a chocolate fan, but it smelled a whole lot better than Pittsburgh did. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, there is the smell difference between steel and chocolate.
You got it. Yeah. And you didn't smell the steel, you smelled the coal burning. Okay. How about some birthdays?
How about?
Okay, jazz sax player Maceo Parker is 80. Magician Teller of Penn and Teller is 75. Actor Ken Wall is 66. Actor Meg Tilly, 63. Dwayne Wiggins of Tony is 62. Actor Sakina Jaffe, 61. Actor Enrico Colantoni is 60. Actor Zach Galligan He was the dude in Gremlins. He's 59. Actor Valente Rodriguez is 59. Actor Simon Pegg, 53. Singer Rob Thomas of Matchbox 20, 51. Actor Danai Guerra is 45. Actor Matt Barr, 39. Actor Jake Lacey, 37. Actor Tiffany Thornton, 37. Actor Brett Dyer, 33. Actor Freddie Highmore is 31. He was the boy in the remake of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that was nowhere near as good as the first one. Okay.
I didn't see the second one.
Well, you haven't missed much. It was typical. It was nowhere near as good as the original. Okay, we've got local birthdays. We have happy birthday wishes going out today to mom and daughter, Dina Collins, David Leal, Sal Moreno, Mike Ariola, Sebastian Vargas Lopez, Renee Fimbres, Janine Cannon, Richie Valentino Rosas, Maggie Franks, Renee Baker, Valerie Silva, George Kirshner, Juliana Platero, Javier Vasquez, Jeffrey Nunn, Joe Roman, Lawrence Peoples, Mirazava Sotelo, Naomi Garnica, Rebecca Loughren, Roseanne Cordero, Mason Foy. And happy anniversary, Betsy and Raymond Uribe, Tim and Mary LaBrucherie, Mike and Alice Rosas, and Fred and Gloria Bryant. Okay. Happy birthday, and smart move getting married on Valentine's, right?
Yeah, I saw Fred all dressed up as a chocolate kiss on his motorcycle. Wouldn't that be something?
Yes. Okay. And we've just learned President Biden got a bit confused right before the Super Bowl on Sunday and ordered the shoot down of the Goodyear blimp. Fortunately, cooler heads prevailed. Okay. So, anyway, and just a suggestion, Valentine's Day is here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and maybe, traditionally a dozen roses for your loved one to show just how much you care, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, this year, I think if you really want to impress your partner, how about giving a dozen fresh eggs?
Yeah, there's more truth than that.
Yeah, that would work.
I'm keeping my eggs these days in my safe.
Yes.
I don't know about you. But
yeah, and not all in one basket either.
No, you don't want to get wiped out in one swoop. That's for sure.
Oh, well. Anyway, it's a special day, and, celebrate. And, if you really need somebody to celebrate, just listen to KXO AM 1230. We'll celebrate with you. And I think we mentioned the Humane Society of Imperial County, all during the month of February, $25 adoption fees for cats and dogs. So, if you're really looking for somebody to love, who will love you back with no questions, how about adopting a dog or a cat, right?
Unconditionally.
You got it. Okay. We've got news and stuff. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Ready to go.
Yeah, we're going to jump in first with a look at World and California news headlines brought to you this morning by Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. For repair, for replacement, call the experts, Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal.
CBS News Brief. It was a terror-filled Monday night in East Lansing, Michigan. A mass shooting there left 3 students dead, 5 hurt, some of them critically. But now
the search is over for what police say is a lone suspected shooter who went on a deadly rampage through Michigan State University last night. Officials say the suspect shot and killed himself as he was confronted by police off campus in nearby Lansing.
CBS's Jared Hill. In New York City, one person has died after a man driving a U-Haul hit several pedestrians in Brooklyn.
62-year-old Wang Soor's son telling the Associated Press that he is mentally ill. This is the latest in a string of violent acts, including stabbing his own brother.
Reporter Samantha Liebman of 1010 Wins. In southern Turkey, correspondent Imtiaz Tayyab watching the aftermath of a catastrophe.
You can see women and children sitting under the trees with not much else but the clothes on their backs. There's a few tents set up, but not much else. The situation It's pretty desperate here.
A week after earthquakes blamed for about 37,000 deaths. CBS News Brief, I'm Tom Foodie.
Become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer and get special pricing on cooling and heating tune-ups all year long. Call today to become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock VIPs receive discounted service and maintenance, discounted repairs, and priority service with prompt service. Lock Air Conditioning is your local York dealer, but they repair it all. So when the need arises, don't hesitate to call Lock Air Conditioning at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock, the only name in air conditioning for over 40 years. York, install with confidence. Contractor's license number 696216.
Waiting for California news headlines. And we'll just wait because it's not going to happen. The world news brought to you this morning by Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. For repair, for replacement, call the experts, Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. Here's something to do. Visit the Peanut Patch in Yuma. Well, yeah, they have peanuts, but they've got so much more. The Peanut Patch, open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. Yuma time. The Peanut Patch with homemade chocolates. They make fresh English toffee. Pecan turtles made from a special recipe starting from scratch. You'll love their yogurt-covered peanuts, raisins, and almonds. So many great things at the Peanut Patch in Yuma. Great place to pick up a gift for your loved ones. Of course, they accept most credit cards. It's the Peanut Patch in Yuma. Visit them. Yeah, Google thepeanutpatch.com and get directions. Or place your orders on their website. Again, that's thepeanutpatch.com. It's the Peanut Patch in Yuma. Oh, yes, they do offer tours. Yeah, ask them about it. The Peanut Patch in Yuma. And it's page one of the local news, page one of service of El Centro Motors, Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers, with 3 locations to serve you. At El Centro Motors, in the Brawley Auto Center at Highway 86 and Julia Drive, and at the Imperial Valley Mall.
Taking a look at the latest in local news on a beautiful Valentine's morning. Expect high winds today. The National Weather Service has issued a high wind warning for the San Diego Mountains and the Imperial Valley. The warning is for west winds 35 to 45 miles an hour, with gusts in the mountains up to 80 miles an hour. Imperial Valley forecasts for the winds gusting up to 55. Temperatures will dip to below normal levels for the next several days. And in San Diego area, including the mountains, it calls for rain. Travel on Interstate 8 is expected to be affected. The Imperial County Board of Supervisors will meet today. Closed session for the board begins at 8:30 a.m. and will consist primarily of labor negotiations with various county employee bargaining units. The board will reconvene in open session at 10 a.m. The board will receive a presentation on solar development in the county. The board will discuss the awarding of a contract for Sealy Fire Station and Cooling Center project. The meeting will be held in the boardroom of the county admin building and also available on Zoom. KXO News Time coming up to 7:43.
Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers have the best price on name brand tires, guaranteed. We're talking the finest names in tires: Michelin, Pirelli, Dunlap, Bridgestone, Continental, and more. Check the prices, then talk to your Quick Lane service advisor. He will give you the best price, guaranteed. Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. They service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment. Quick Lane at El Centro Motors, in the Brawley Auto Center, and now at the Imperial Valley Mall.
Continuing with more local news, Ocotillo optimists say thank you to local fire and law enforcement. The Optimist Club of Ocotillo will show their appreciation to local fire, border patrol, sheriff's deputies, and rescue personnel with a free lunch this Wednesday. That's the 15th of February from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. It's part of Optimist International's Respect for Law program. The lunch will be served at 1161 North Imperial Avenue in Ocotillo. Well, here's an invitation to bring your little ones. Children ages 3 to 6 are invited to join us for some crazy fun relays and exciting obstacle courses. Pre-registration on the event T-shirt is required. The date is the 18th of February. The time is 10 a.m. till noon. Ages 3 to 6 years old. The fee is $10. It'll take place at Crummett Park, 7th Street, and Encinas Avenue in Calexico. That concludes this edition of Local News. Page 2 coming up.
Page 1 of the local news, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers, 3 locations in the Valley to serve you. Remember, Quick Lane services all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment.
IID wants to remind you that love should be the only thing in the air this Valentine's Day. Please make sure to keep Mylar balloons close to your heart and away from power lines this year. While these shiny metallic balloons can add to the festivities, they can float away and get tangled into electrical equipment, causing power outages. Secure them by tying them down or attaching a weight. And after the celebration, please deflate and dispose of them properly. IID thanks you for doing your part to celebrate responsibly.
It's page 2 of the local news and weather, all served by Kxo Bar and Grill in Imperial. Great Japanese food. They specialize in sushi rolls. 50 different varieties of sushi rolls, one for every state in the union.
Well, in other local news this morning, identity theft awareness. California Attorney General's office has some tips. Protect your Social Security number. It is a key to a lot of your personal information. Recognize phishing attempts and don't take the bait. Protect your online information and accounts with strong passwords. Check your credit card bills and banking statements often, and take advantage of the free annual credit reports. If you are a victim of identity theft, contact law enforcement as soon as possible. You can also report identity theft and generate a recovery plan using the Federal Trade Commission's website at identitytheft.gov. More information is also available at the State Attorney General's office. Well, the Calipatria City Council will meet today. The meeting of Calipatria City Hall will be Calipatria City Council will be held in the City Hall beginning at 6 p.m. On the agenda are resolutions for leases between the city and Calipatria Police Athletic League and the Calipatria Little League. The meeting is open to the public and is also available, you guessed it, on Zoom. And February the 16th, from 7 a.m. till 4 p.m., that's a one-day closure, will take place. You are encouraged to find an alternate route. The reason for the one-day closure is guardrail repairs. The Blas Road S-curve is involved.
That's on Forester Road.
Forester Road. It is, for sure. Long time it's been there. We'll be back with a look at the weather.
Kxo Bar and Grill, serving you fresh and delicious Japanese food. Also giving you great customer service and a menu full of items for everyone's appetite. Check out their unique Estates sushi rolls, one for each of our 50 states. And come join them with their famous sake bomb, a thrilling event with James Chingan. Make a group reservation at their cozy patio or cater at Kxo Bar and Grill, 416 South J Street in Imperial. Or call in your order at 760-355-4440. Visit them at KSushiBarandGrill.com.
Here's Carroll Buckley with a weather update.
The National Weather Service says another weather disturbance today will bring very windy conditions ahead of a cold front sweeping through the region. Well below normal temperatures are anticipated Wednesday and Thursday morning, followed by a gradual warming trend. More unsettled weather will be possible early next week. 68 our high yesterday, 45 the low. Wind gusts peaked at 29 miles an hour yesterday afternoon. Today, sunny with a high near 67. South wind 10 to 20 miles an hour, becoming west 25 to 30 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 50 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming clear. Look for a low around 39. West wind 20 to 25 miles an hour, becoming west-northwest 10 to 15 miles an hour after midnight. Those winds could peak at 40 miles an hour. Wednesday will be sunny with a high near 63. North wind 15 to 20 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 30 miles an hour. We have 55 degrees downtown El Centro, 71% relative humidity. Wind is kind of swirling, 5 to 20 miles an hour at times. So just be careful. And last report, we had no problems on Interstate 8. Yes, there is some wind, but they're expecting the winds to pick up. And also a winter weather warning with rain, and at the higher elevations, possibly snow. Local news, page 2, served by K Sushi Bar and Grill in Imperial. Check out the daily lunch specials. The dinner menu features 16 different entrees. K Sushi Bar and Grill, just off Highway 86 in Imperial.
It's time for Junior Livestock Show and the Slam Bang Heritage 500 Auto Race. Pre-sale tickets available now online, and family packs are available at the fair box office. Get excited! It's almost fair time. For online sales, go to ivyfairgrounds.com. That's ivyfairgrounds.com.
And it's sports time, brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, an affiliate of the Scripps Health Network, working together to provide you the best care. Well, it's a new-look Lakers, but the same old results. Trailblazers topped the Lakers 127-115. Hornets ran past the Hawks 144-138. Cavaliers clobbered the Spurs 117-109. Jazz jumped on the Pacers 123-117. 76ers beat up on the Rockets 123-104. Nuggets, they beat the Heat 112-108. Knicks, they beat the Nets 124-106. Magic topped the Bulls 191. Pelicans 103. Thunder 100. Timberwolves slipped by the Mavericks 124-121. And it was the Warriors 135. The Wizards 126. Well, Kyrie Irving made a polite request during a news conference Monday evening to introduce him to the Dallas media. Please do not ask him about his future beyond this season. Okay. Meanwhile, the Brooklyn Nets forward Ben Simmons played just 13 minutes, his second lowest total of the season, off the bench in Monday night's 124-106 loss to the Knicks. Coach Jacques Vaughn admitted it'll be challenging to find ways to get Simmons more minutes without the star power of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving to draw defenses away from him. We've got more coming up.
Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, ready to serve you and your family for all your healthcare needs. Let our team of dedicated physicians guide you on your journey to better health. Pioneers is a recognized leader in healthcare and has more than 10 health centers and clinics throughout the Imperial Valley. When the need arises, don't hesitate to come and see us. We have services and locations in Calexico and Brawley, and of course, our award-winning hospital, Pioneers Memorial. For more information on all of Pioneer's services, visit pmhd.org today.
Well, the Joint Competition Committee voted yesterday to make 2 additions to the 2023 rule book regarding the automatic runner in extra innings and position players pitching. As has been the case for the past 3 seasons, teams will begin each inning after the 9th with an automatic runner on second base. The rule, which was instituted in 2020 in an effort to preserve player health and safety during the pandemic-shortened season, applies only to regular season games. The other change announced yesterday altered when a team can use a position player. And, the change comes after a sharp increase in the number of position players taking the mound in recent seasons, especially with their team in the lead. And, don't forget, there's going to be a pitch clock and all sorts of other nifty new rules. And the Padres aren't done. Nope, they've added depth to their pitching rotation. They agreed to a deal with right-hander Michael Wacha, pending a physical. Wacha signed a 1-year, $7 million deal with the Red Sox last offseason. And this year, he's going to be moving over to the Padres. Wacha led the Red Sox hurlers in wins above replacement, pitching to a 3.32 ERA over 127 innings. And the Kansas City Chiefs rally to defeat the Philadelphia Eagles in Sunday's Super Bowl, is on pace to become the 3rd most watched television show in history, with an estimated 113 million people watching, according to the preliminary numbers. And police at Michigan State announced that all activities on campus, including athletics, have been canceled for the next 48 hours in the wake of the fatal shooting there last night. 3 people were killed and at least 5 others were wounded after the shooter opened fire shortly before 8:30 p.m., according to university police. Several victims suffered life-threatening injuries, and 5 were in critical condition at a local hospital. That's it for Sports Time. Sports Time brought to you this morning by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District. Log on to pmhd.org for more information about Pioneers.
Let's talk about it. Bringing community mental health issues to your radio. Listen each Sunday morning to Kxo AM 1230 at 7 a.m. or on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. on FM 107.5. Or log on to kxoradio.com for a podcast of the show in its entirety. This program is produced by the Public Affairs Department of Kxo AM 1230 and FM 107.5. Let's Talk About It is presented as a public service of Imperial County Behavioral Health Services.
And right now, we're going to take a look at some financial news and a brief look at the weather. All brought to you by Southwest Security, a locally owned company protecting you and your property. Southwest Security also offers live scan fingerprinting to the public. Well, inflation was still hot in January, but some prices are cooling off. Federal Reserve officials say they could vote to hike interest rates again. Despite the monthly increase of 0.5%, inflation continued to slow on a year-over-year basis to 6.4%, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It's the 7th consecutive month that annual inflation has declined. Monthly prices were largely pushed up by shelter costs, which accounted for nearly half of the increase, according to the BLS. Higher cost for food, gasoline, and natural gas also contributed. Meanwhile, Ford says they're going to cut 11% of their European workforce. Ford announced plans to axe over 3,800 jobs across Europe, citing difficult economic conditions and its major push toward electric vehicles. The U.S. car maker said today it would cut 2,300 jobs in Germany, 1,300 in the United Kingdom, and 200 across the rest of Europe over the next 3 years. The layoffs will be made in the company's product development and administrative departments. So what's going on the big board? Well, Wall Street shows the Dow off 303 points at 33,943. The S&P 500 off 29 at 4,108. The NASDAQ off 80 at 11,812. Gold up $2 an ounce. Oil is down $1.21 a barrel. We've got a brief look at weather. That's coming up on AM 1230.
Hi, this is Jason Jackson, owner of Southwest Security. 2 years ago, I opened Southwest Postal, offering you 24-hour access 365 days a year. So if you're tired of dealing with the inconvenience of our post office hours and you would like to be able to get your mail when you want, Saturdays, Sundays, holidays, in the middle of the night, then come visit us at Southwest Postal with 24-hour staff. Plus, we're also your local FedEx, DHL, and Postal Service Center. We even offer text message and email notification when you receive your mail. Southwest Postal at the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro.
We'll have sunny skies today with winds. Look for a high near 67. It'll be very windy. South winds 10 to 20 miles an hour, becoming west 25 to 35 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 50 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming clear. Look for a low around 39. West winds 20 to 25 miles an hour, becoming west-northwest 10 to 15 miles an hour after midnight. Those winds could gust as high as 40 miles an hour. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 63. North wind 15 to 20 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 30 miles an hour. And right now, we're looking at 55 degrees downtown El Centro with that 71%. Our relative humidity, winds all over the place, coming out of the south-southwest 5 to 20 miles an hour at times. Financial news and the weather brought to you by Southwest Security Services, offering 24-hour-a-day post office boxes at Southwest Postal on the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro.
The best oldies on the radio. KXO El Centro, the Imperial Valley's local news source.
This original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We've just learned more about last night's shooting on the campus of Michigan State University. The school's interim deputy police chief, Chris Rosman.
We do have 3 total deceased and 5 victims at the hospital. We can confirm that all 3 deceased were...
All 5 of the injured are in critical condition. Rosman says a tip from a caller led officers to the 43-year-old shooter who died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Officials say he had no connection to Miss U. They're still working on a motive. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
We're all broken by an all too familiar feeling. Another place that is supposed to be about community and togetherness, shattered by bullets and bloodshed.
In Parkland, Florida, a memorial for the 14 students and 5 staffers shot to death 5 years ago today at Stoneman Douglas High School. Tony Montalto's daughter, Gina, was among the victims.
We have helped pass 6 different school safety laws here in the state of Florida over the past 5 years. Additionally, we've helped pass 4 federal laws, which include the Fix NICS Act, which include the Stop School Violence Act.
The convicted gunman, former student Nicholas Cruz, is serving life in prison. We're still paying more for food, shelter, energy, but price hikes are slowing down. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger details new CPI numbers.
Prices were up again in January, though the annual increase in inflation edged down to 6.4% from 6.5% in December.
Takeaway, inflation still easing. Former President Trump's ambassador to the UN is throwing her heels into the political ring.
I don't put up with bullies. And when you kick back, it hurts them more if you're wearing heels. I'm Nikki Haley, and I'm running for president.
South Carolina's former Republican governor had said she wouldn't run if Mr. Trump did. Haley says the country's economic troubles and the need for generational change made her go for it. More than a week after a massive earthquake shook parts of Turkey and Syria, at least 5 survivors were pulled from the rubble today. The UN says almost 9 million people have been affected in some way. CBS's Imtiaz Tayyab is in Syria.
We're standing in front of what was an apartment complex here in Idlib. It was home to over 1,000 people. It's now gone. It's just rubble, bits of twisted metal, and we're told that over 800 people lost their lives here. There are some rescue workers here, but they're digging with their hands, trying to recover anything, anyone.
The Dow is down 226 points. The S&P is off 22. This is CBS News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
NATO defense ministers are meeting in Brussels to discuss more aid to Ukraine as the one-year anniversary of Russia's invasion approaches. Correspondent Cammie McCormick.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin opened the meeting of the Ukraine Contact Group.
The Kremlin is still betting that it can wait us out, but 1 year on, we are as united as ever.
The meeting comes as more U.S. allies pledge assistance to Ukraine for a spring counteroffensive.
Together, this contact group has made it clear that we will support Ukraine's fight for freedom over the long haul.
The allies will also discuss supply problems, with ammunition in particular running low.
Look who's back together and hitting the road.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
Longtime friends and comedy partners are embarking on their first ever live tour together. First stop, Washington, D.C. in April. Last, Atlantic City in June. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
And now, more of the best oldies on the radio.
Danger, excitement, mustaches. It's time for another episode
with Carroll Buckley, AM 1230 KXO.